The culmination of the spring season, and it's all been leading up to this. Finally, we return to the beautiful city of Lisbon, Portugal for the Blast Premier Spring Finals. 1,276 days since we last graced these halls, and now time for the pages of an entirely new epic to be written. Joining myself, Biz, for the first portion of the day here in Lisbon, I've got Maniac down here on the show floor. A bit of a different environment, but I am very excited to kick this one off.
Yeah, we're not on a desk, but we have the players right behind us. You said more than 1,000 days. Last time we were in Lisbon, feels like an eternity. I had the pleasure to be there in 2018, but Flusha had a Cloud9 jersey. Astralis were doing good. I mean, what kind of timeline was that?
Yeah, Astralis won that tournament.
Oh my God, they're not even here.
Absolutely insane how much has changed coming into things. But the fact that we're back in another arena as well here at Blast, cannot wait to be kicking things off. We move into the stage as well in the Altus Arena.
And that's going to be great. And we know the audience is really fired up. Last time around, we've had these images of people jumping around with our stage hosts as well. I'm sure it's going to be the same.
Yeah, I mean, it's my first time here in Lisbon, so I'm very excited to see how things are going to be shaping up. But of course, we have had a few changes coming into this tournament as well. First of all, Navi, the real big storyline coming into this. Unfortunately, Boomage now out of the team. Some Dayoung now coming in. What are you making of this kind of change up, Maniac?
Well, obviously, it's unfortunate, the conditions under which Boomage had to go. But for Sun Dayoung, I think this is the story that I want to focus on, right? That's a lifetime opportunity for him. They've been making it very clear. If he's having a good event, if he fits into the mold, if he fits into the role and he performs, this could be a way in for Sun Dayoung and his career.
Yeah, I mean, it's been incredibly exciting to see, you know, the prospect of him coming over. Of course, many of us will know him from his long tenure on Spirit as well. So
sure.
Really excited to see what he's going to be bringing to the team. ENCE as well, now returning to the roster that we saw making waves at the major. Of course, Spinks back in. No disrespect to Snacks, though. Dallas,
he can't.
Yeah, he looked absolutely on fire. But yeah, very excited to see Spinks returning.
Look, what they did in Dallas was nothing short of exceptional on the side of ENCE. But I think right now, they're slowly changing their status, right? They're not coming here as a surprising team. No, they have demands, they have expectations, and we talk about it. This could be the first trophy lifted by ENCE. It's an actual possibility here in Lisbon.
Now, OG, they've made a lot of roster changes since we last saw them at the spring groups. Of course, 2 new faces coming in, but Dexter as well. This is what I'm actually really excited for. Unfortunately for Mantu, he did get diagnosed with COVID, so was unable to travel. So Dexter coming in as a replacement, I'm really excited to see what he's going to be delivering.
Oh yeah, very exciting to see. Always a pleasure to see Dexter getting on the server. We have still a lot of questions when it comes to Fiku and Neofrag, the 2 newest additions. They've had their first event in Dubai. It went so and so, but we're going to give them time, and we're here to gather data on these players.
Well, Big is a bit of a surprise coming into this one. We were saying that Keto was going to be replacing Crimber because unfortunately he had COVID as well, but I do believe that he is going to be arriving very shortly for the team, so we should see him playing in their first game of the tournament.
Auf geht's. Eigentlich, the headline is that they're going to play with their full roster. That's what we have here. We have Crimber coming over for Big in Dallas semi-final, which was a great event, a great run for them. Few voices out there maybe talking about their path to that semi-final. Golden opportunity here for them to prove that they were worth that standing.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see exactly what is going to be delivering here, but let's see exactly how the teams got here to the Altus Arena.
We qualified through the group stage. It was actually a bumpy road because we started out very strong when we got Nexa in the team.
Nexa, if he wants to win the team, pretty much has to stick the ball.
And we hit kind of the honeymoon period, as you call it.
That's a bit of a risk. It might work out. Flames low, what? Still able to pick it up. It's a quad. How does he do it? And it's 19-17. And OG, they make the full comeback into overtime and pack Nip right up. What a victory.
We are still a new team, and the first event and first group stage we played, it was Blast group stage. We managed to win. We had 2-0 pretty easy, and the third game against NIT, it was really tough. We did a crazy comeback, and we won this Mirage, and I was really happy after that.
He's gone unchecked. 2 players line up, easy pickups from Hunter. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is G2 taking the top spot. Now, moving from the CT spawn into a fighting stance, needs to be Blame F on a Deagle, or for the 3rd consecutive year, Astralis will start their year at the Spring Showdown.
Oh my God, they did
Big do it again. They never fail to qualify. Big is best at Blasts.
It was quite easy because it was our first tournament as a team, but we managed to qualify from that.
And Alexis dropped. Nico up next to try and take a swing at Vitality, but it's Apex. He'll find one more headshot. And now it's a 2-on-3, and they're not there in time. The flick is not in, and Jax goes down, and no overtime. It's 16-12 instead. Vitality, they defeat G2. Took all 3 maps, but they got the job done.
We're really looking forward to redeem ourselves as a team and play a lot more better CS.
We had to go through
a qualifier, and then we went into another qualifier, and then we went into the Blast Spring Showdown.
And Farley in the corner, he knows where he is, and he has to do this before Diha shows up. Oh, he's so dead. There it is. Ents, they make the final and knock out Astralis.
That's incredibly impressive from Ents. What a run they've had through the Spring Showdown.
It was a tough road for us. I think we played like 9 or 10 matches to get here, so I think just getting here is an achievement in itself, and I don't think a lot of teams would have made it.
The teams fought tooth and nail to get to this very stage, and the fighting must continue. 5 days of competition here in Lisbon. Of course, for the first 2 days, it will all be going down in these 2 groups. 8 teams in total, 4 split over the course of 2 groups. Of course, an eclectic mix of names in here. We've got the likes of Navi, Major Champions FaZe over in Group 1. paiN Gaming coming through is a little bit of a surprise in that one, but of course, as we move into the final 3 days of the competition, one of which will be going down on this very stage, we can take a look at the schedule that we have on the cards. Day 1, of course, we have all of our matches cemented. Moving into day 2, that is the opportunity for some of the teams to catapult themselves straight to that semi-final, which will be going down on Saturday when we move into the arena. Of course, 2 semi-finals going down on day 4. That will be Saturday in the Altis Arena here in Lisbon. Then moving into day 5, of course, the coveted grand final. All teams fighting tooth and nail to be lifting the coveted Blast trophy.
The Brazilians' magical run in the showdown booked their ticket to the spring final. paiN are here in Lisbon looking to upset once more.
This offer goes up close.
Major Champions FaZe will be paiN's toughest test yet. The international superstars come to Lisbon to lift some silverware again, but they'll have to be on guard with some feisty Brazilians.
Twists coming at it yet again. It's Shocks to answer. Brokey's on the feed. It needs to be him, and it is.
It's David versus Goliath as the underdogs take on the champions. Maniac, you put it perfectly coming into this very matchup. A baptism by fire for the hands of paiN, rather, coming up against FaZe, of course.
I know.
World #1s, major champions. This is no easy route for paiN coming into this one.
No, it doesn't get any tougher than that if you're paiN. Honestly, you go up against FaZe, who have dominated the beginning of 2022. That's not even a question. But I think for paiN, our hopes, our dreams, our hype is kind of based on that run they had at the showdown. They showed that they could actually fight with the big dogs, the likes of Furia and Liquid. So that gives me hope, but I don't want to sugarcoat it. They're here to ruin everyone's party. That's their job in here. We don't expect them to go to the arena. We don't expect them to get W's. They're just here to be annoying.
Well, in case you aren't familiar with the story of paiN, we have got a few quick words to see exactly how they made it to this very stage.
When we lost the major spot, we had a conversation as a team, like everyone, looking together in the eyes, and we made a lot of changes there. And when we started the qualifier, we played against Liquid.
With all due respect to paiN Gaming, I expect Liquid to make a statement right here. I expect them to play well, and I expect them to win the game.
Yeah, I mean, the last series that they played against paiN, which was roughly about 2 weeks ago, was just a best-of-1, and they beat them 16-1 on Mirage.
Ooh.
Holy hell, takes the fight right to him. He's gonna hear that movement. He goes for the fight and he wins it. OC down, man advantage here for paiN. Oh, another!
He's not done.
Nitro, they await you. And this is it. Team Liquid eliminated from the showdown, an all-Brazilian semi-final.
And that was the key point for us. We got a lot of confidence to play the rest of the tournament, and came to MIBR, and we are losing for them like the 7 games in a row. So when we beat them, the confidence was a little bit high.
Cello. Oh, he's down, dude. This could be it. paiN, clean as can be. And who other than Nekis, who had such a rough start on Dust 2. It is a doomsday type situation. They jump in desperation, and Nekis 4 kills in the final round of Dust 2. paiN will eliminate MIBR.
And when we got the Furia, was like, oh, we were like super confident, and that's it.
Yuri under pressure here from the flashes. Hearts out, finds his head. They are 3 kills away. Make it 2. And if you look at the run that paiN have gone on, To qualify for Lisbon, it's ridiculous. They fell short at the RMR. They are not going to Antwerp, and their response, Jason, take down Liquid. 7 matches in a row for MIBR means nothing. On the cusp of eliminating another 3-0 team, Big Uzera burns them to the end. paiN with tickets to Lisbon.
When we beat them, we were like just want to get some beer and like have fun because it's super nice.
This is paiN with sweet revenge.
Absolute fairy tale run from the likes of paiN at the showdown. One of the biggest upsets that we've seen in the tournament history, because as they were saying, Liquid taken down, MIBR taken down. Then they came into the grand final versus Furo. We thought, no way in hell were paiN going to take these guys down, and they did it looking confident.
Definitely an overperformance on the side of paiN, but for these teams that are fighting, grinding, trying to break through that top 20, which they have been kind of stockpiled there, you need one of these performances here and there just to see, just to feel that you can do better. This man, the stats that we are showing to you right here, Big Uzera over 2022 is not the best performer in paiN, but somehow during Showdown, he was the best performer on the entire event. He was the one that kind of catapulted them towards that victory, and I guess my hype, my dreams are that we get to see the same Big Uzera today.
Yeah, and it's the fact that they came in with so much confidence with that, as well as Connor was saying in that video, the fact that they didn't qualify for the major. We really weren't expecting much from them. So coming into here, the fact that they get to play against some European competition, that's a win in itself for paiN. But I'm really excited to see if they can deliver anything against FaZe, one of the toughest opponents they'll have faced this year, no doubt.
Of course, and we are on LAN, we are in this concourse on side of FaZe. The experience completely outweighs them. But again, we see here the path that they had through the showdown, beating Liquid, beating Furia more importantly. Can you transfer any of that today? Any of it? Because we've seen many teams coming over to Europe, MIBR for the likes, struggling in their first time, not being really acclimated to the level, but these men that they have to face, this FaZe clan lineup that, as I said, has been hegemonious on 2022. There's only one loss. There's only one blimp at the radar, and that's Dallas, and that's it.
Yeah, there is literally, this is no small feat coming up against FaZe for the side of paiN. You were there at Dallas as well. Obviously, we saw them lifting the trophy at the major. Finally, karrigan getting his hands on a major trophy. How much stock are you kind of giving to the results in Dallas? What did you think as a case of, you know, them just kind of lacking energy coming into that tournament?
Look, I think we have to be honest, right? FaZe is a team that had the deepest runs, in fact, in all the tournaments they've attended in 2022. So yes, there could have been some exhaustion that were thrown in the mix. I'm not going to put that away for contention, but the thing is, it's the reaction that I'm looking to for FaZe. It's the reaction after that loss. Were you only momentum-based winning, or do you actually find it in yourself to just gather your strength, regroup, and come in here in Lisbon with a different attitude, with a different energy? I think that, to me, is the one question.
Well, I did have a chance to catch up with karrigan earlier this morning, so let's see what he had to say coming into the tournament.
karrigan, thank you so much for joining me this morning. Now, it's no secret that you guys have been on quite the streak of events, obviously winning the Antwerp Major and then heading into Dallas as well. So how has the energy management been as the team? Are you feeling kind of anything from that?
Yeah, obviously after the major, I could feel I would never be at 100% at the next tournament in Dallas. So we knew coming into Dallas that try to make playoff and see what happens. And yeah, some of our teams we played, they played at 100%, and we couldn't reach that level. And I think we were fine with that. And we just took a discussion about don't overthink the situation. Let's get home and get some practice, because we haven't had practice for a month because of the major and stuff like that. So we have a little more practice coming into this tournament, and it feels like we're a little more refreshed this time.
So how's it been kind of returning to that practices? What have you been kind of focusing on key as a team going into those?
Yeah, that's the problem. When you won a lot of tournaments, you can only prevent mistakes from happening. You cannot fix them, as you don't know where the mistakes are yet. And I think we did play really good at the major, and we won the final 2-0, and we played really good CS. And I think we just have to make sure that we are staying on point individually right now. And if we lose a map here and there at this tournament, we have to figure out why that's happening. So yeah, obviously try to improve our map pool. That was the goal for Blast, and I think it went pretty good in practice.
Just echoing what karrigan was saying there as well, of course, the form that we saw at the Antwerp Major, absolutely absolutely phenomenal from FaZe. Not only Karrigan stepping up, but Rain as well, managing to claim his first MVP trophy of the major, managing to claim his first ever major trophy. Huge performance from him.
Yeah, maybe they don't have the best player in the world, but they have the deepest roster. In fact, by the numbers, they have 4 of the best 20 players on LAN so far on the side of FaZe. We have the video coming over here, Freya, and this is where things go a little bit downside for paiN. Usually they love to go for that vertigo pick. They did that at the showdown on 3 occasions. They cannot here because FaZe remove it. So we have the ancient pick for FaZe. Inferno is right there for the taking. It's a map that they love, and they have played it a million times, and I don't know why they would defer from it. Exactly that. And from this point on, it really puts a lot of pressure on that Ancient, because no matter what map would end up on the 3rd position, I'd give FaZe the advantage any day of the week. Could be a nuke, for example. It's a map that they pick as well. So for paiN, there's really nowhere this can go in a good place.
And this gets even more painful for them, pardon the pun, because when you're looking at the results, obviously they have a really great win string on Ancient, but it's against teams of a way lower caliber. They just haven't been able to get the practice against the likes of the teams of the caliber of FaZe. So yeah, a lot of questions for paiN coming into this one.
And usually the issue for a team like paiN is to be able to survive through that T side. That's going to be the issue. You pick Ancient against FaZe, sure. FaZe is not exactly picking Ancient, but their CT side is so strong that they have gotten to that point where they will gladly allow it to go through in a veto. And you want to mess with them? You want to mess with Rain in Cave?
Yeah.
You're really sure you want to go against the Viking in there? Because that's your choice, man.
I was going to say, one of the players in terms of the CT side of Ancient that we look at and go, yeah, he's not taking any prisoners when it comes into that. So you're particularly looking at the T side of paiN coming into this this first map.
It has to be a win condition. They have to survive. They have to live through that first half, I guess, 4 to 5 rounds. Just give them enough breathing room so that they can go to the CT side. They can find their pace, find their footing, and now we are talking about a game. But it's going to be their task, their challenge to make it a game, because FaZe, by all account, are vastly favored in here.
And that's the thing you were talking about, the fact that there's only really been one blip for the likes of FaZe, and that is coming off the back of a major when they've had to expend so much energy in terms of that. So yeah, I'm looking at FaZe coming into this clearly, obviously, as the favorites, but I think they're potentially going to be doing it in 2.
I mean, they could. They're still our favorite. And you have to talk about the experience of that squad as well. It's something Karrigan mentioned to you, Freya, during the interview. We try not to overthink what happened in Dallas. We know we didn't play our best Counter-Strike. We know we were probably 10% off. It could be exhaustion. It could be a little bit lack of focus. That's fine. Being a team and staying at the top means also managing your energy long-term, managing these emotions, managing the losses. And I think on the side of FaZe, would it be coaching staff or just the players, they have that veterancy to know how to handle these moments and bounce back in Lisbon.
And I think that's something that really impressed us looking at the major as well, because a couple of these names obviously had never really graced those huge major stages in the